Hi, this is Yvonne Wessa with Short Sale Advocates. We're going to talk about the role of the realtors involved with us in the short sale process. They are extremely important and an integral part of making a successful short sale. However, there is a misunderstanding among realtors that when they are confronted with a short sale situation, they feel compelled sometimes to attempt the process themselves. I think this stems a little bit from a program offered by real estate boards and getting a CDPE certification. The CDPE certification is expensive, and realtors sign up for it for some credit toward the designation. A CDPE stands for Certified Distressed Property Expert. My opinion, for what it's worth, is that that designation has falsely given the realtor an impression that after the 2-day class, they are ready to process short sales. I have the designation, but I first began the short sale process after attending 2 one-week classes, one in Dallas and one in St. Augustine, Florida. They were extremely expensive, and we were in class 5 days for the entire week, both times. Our classes ran from 8 or 9 in the morning until 5 or 6 in the evening. We had bank negotiators, we had role playing, we had actual calls to potential clients who were qualified on the phone while there were probably 1,000 of us or 500 in each class, and most of them were investors at that time. That was a long time ago, and the roles of investors and realtors have changed a little bit. The fact is that the CDPE gives realtors a bit of a base to help us produce a good, solid short sale. It does not qualify an agent to actually process and negotiate a short sale. Most of the time, the first, second, or even third or more times a realtor initiates their first short sales, the home ends up going into auction. It happened to me over 15 years ago. My very first short sale, when I thought I knew everything, ended up going into foreclosure. And at the time, I blamed the bank, like we all do. However, looking back on that a couple of years later, I realized that the bank actually identified me as not knowing what I was doing. This is not a process where you practice with this kind of situation, where their home can go into auction because you are not qualified. Over the years, I've tried to help agents out who get far along in the process. I try to take over the file, or we do, our company does, and I have never been successful. It just does not work. When you're far enough down the road that the agent realizes that it's not working for them, it's too late to save the property, and we really try, but it's just nearly impossible to take over a file and start completely over again, which has to be the process. So a short sale process is just not part of a realtor's training or expertise. If you are a homeowner underwater with your mortgage, which means you need to sell, and your loan with your lien holder is more than what the market will bring on your home. We've discussed this a lot, and it's a very uncomfortable situation for the homeowner. Nobody wants to be in this place. There are a couple of options, as we've discussed previously, but the short sale generally has the least impact on your life, your future, and your credit for the short term. Uh, when you identify the situation as a homeowner or a realtor, the first thing to do is to reach out to an expert, a company like Short Sale Advocates. There are not many of us anymore. There are not realtors that are specializing in short sales. They take a long time. We've never had, in all these years, we've never had two situations that are exactly alike. Uh, the homeowner may have health issues, and that's causing the situation to move immediately. But there may be a, a Bank of America loan, there may be an FHA investor. There just are numbers of combinations of situations for the same basic reason why people are moving. So contact us, have your realtor contact us. We will make sure that your hardship is something that the bank will accept. Sometimes homeowners don't know how to quite word their hardship letter, which is one of the requirements for one of the things that we have uh, to do. For instance, someone can write a hardship and explain their health issues. We help them put the timeline in there. Like, when did the bank wants to know when the hardship started, as close to the exact date as possible, the month, even the day or the year, and the year. Um, this is all vital. So we fill in the gaps with the hardship letter. Even the financials, we help with the financials. We don't add or subtract anything, but the basic financial information that is on a form that the bank may require does not have everything. It it can leave out clothing expenses, children's school expenses, even some car expenses. So we show you how to add your actual expenses in so that it's a true reflection of the costs you have in your life on a normal basis compared to your income. Our realtors help us, when necessary, gather this information. We closed successfully this week, and both realtors, the buyer's realtor and the listing agent's realtor, were very responsible for this moving along. The biggest, most important thing is that we have realtors who know that we all follow the bank's directions. So when I need something, I need it within 24 to 48 hours. That's the bank requirement. Um, and it's not healthy for the process when we have an agent who argues with us about what the bank is requiring. And this does happen when they don't understand the process. So there is no argument. We just fulfill the requirements needed by the bank. We work as a team. Our group with short sale advocates, with the listing agent and the buyer's agent. And we try to communicate with everyone so that they know what is going on. We communicate with the homeowner, the listing agent, the buyer's agent, and the title company, because what happens with the title company, if you don't communicate with them on their normal um, title closings, they close within 4 to 6, 7 weeks as a rule. Ours take 3 to 6 months as an average. If I fail to communicate with the title company, they will close the file. And then we have to start over again with a new file once we don't want to do that. So, right in the beginning, we give the title company all of the information and we give them copies of the listing agreements, the offer, anything that is pertinent to the closing. Anytime we communicate with the other agents, the homeowner, we include the title company so they know we have an active file. We really haven't had a file closed on us in, I don't know, I can't remember the last time, many, many, many years. And it's been many, many years since we've had a file of ours go into foreclosure or auction. Not that they haven't tried, but we've been able to successfully take action with the bank where a couple of times it's been 10 minutes before the auction on the courthouse steps. But nevertheless, we have prevailed and our house has proceeded to close. Let me just check my notes, make sure I'm covering everything for you. The listing agent receives their normal commission, and the buyer's agent has even more flexibility. Um, the buyer's agent on a lot of lower priced homes, such as a $20,000 to $40,000 home, maybe in certain areas of the city or North County in the St. Louis area, where the values have still declined, even currently. The buyer always has the opportunity to charge the buyer a little bit more for the efforts involved because no one can live. We can't even show a home and do all the paperwork for a $600 fee. Part of that goes to the real estate company, and a portion is given to each agent. The listing agent doesn't have much option. The listing agent is stuck with whatever the bank allows, and that could be um, uh, 3% or 3.3% commission on the total, and that is not a lot of money. But most of the listing agents are just happy to be able to service the client and successfully close on the short sale. Many listing agents have already tried to sell the home for what the homeowner does owe, and after they go through a few months of listing the home, or in one case more than a year, they realize that the market's just not there for that value. The homeowner generally brings absolutely no money to the table. As a rule of thumb, the bank doesn't allow it. The buyer pays our fee. Um, the homeowner, there are times, and I haven't had this happen for a year or more now, but the bank has the option to ask the seller to bring additional funds. Normally, this happens when the homeowner does have some disposable funds in their bank account, or um, it could be in a work savings account. As I said, this doesn't happen very often, and it's been minimal when we have had the bank ask for it. Um, there was one, my last one, I think. Both homeowners were professional younger people. The bank, and they had quite a bit of money in uh, IRAs and some such. The bank asked for $14,000, and we were able to, in writing, explain to the bank some of their medical expenses and why they had to set some money aside for these. And the bank reduced that. I believe they came with $1,200 to the table. So that was resolved that way. Most of our team are licensed realtors. Um, this allows us to help with the paperwork that's necessary. We help both the listing agent and the buyer's agent so that our contracts are completed initially according to the bank requirements. This is really important because when I first started in this project, we'd get down the road and get ready to close. But before we could get an approval letter, the bank required that we write the contract over. You have no idea what a problem that is because the real estate office itself does not accept a, a redo of an offer, same dates, same, but we have to have the verbiage, and they are have an aversion to amendments. So we try to write a clean offer. We give the buyer guidelines with the verbiage in it uh, to make sure that the offer has no problems on that paperwork to cause a hiccup in the closing. And the same with the listing products. Um, we help the buyer's agent so that everything is clean when we present it to the bank initially. So if you have these underwater mortgage issues, remember, you can put away the tissues. Contact www.shortsaleadvocatesllc.com or call us 314-590-3785. Have a great week. Yvonne Wessa, founder and manager of Short Sale Advocates.